Broadcasting from the business capital of the world, this is the Podcast Business News Network. And we are back here now with Chisa Barrett, and she is our dope boss mom. Is that who you are?
That's who I am, dope boss mom.
Awesome. I love it. I love it. Please introduce yourself to our listeners today.
Hello, listeners. So I am your dope boss mom, the dope boss mom of all moms, right? Okay.
Yeah.
So my name is Chisa Barrett. I am the dope boss mom, and that comes from me just developing my skill set while I was raising a family, still raising a family. Okay. And so I decided let's do something fun, something that's going to be impactful. So I got a life coach certification, started focusing more on helping moms become their best selves, right? And that's how it came about, the dope boss mom, managing kids, work, school full time. You guys, it was a lot of work, but that's how I got the name.
God bless. Now you're down in, is it Raleigh, North Carolina?
I am.
So you're coaching women, and is it just strictly women, or are you coaching dads too?
So I initially started, it was just moms. I initially started with stay-at-home moms. And then time went on, and I began to see, well, there's more to be done with just, stay-at-home moms. So I do women in general now, but I'm also bringing in young adults. So those are those seniors in high school and college kids as well.
Fantastic. Well, why don't you tell us a little bit about your company and exactly what you do as a life coach? Tell us the website too to start.
Okay, so the website is dopebossmomempire.com. Okay, you'll love it. Go ahead over there. Hurry up and subscribe to the newsletter.
Great.
So my company, what I do is I offer an array of services, but my concentration is solely legacy building. And so what happens is I develop a 12-week program based on how to get you from the mom and the student just sitting dreaming to being this person who is functioning and fulfilling and reaching and achieving goals in this dream business that you have. And so each step of the program, it kind of walks you through unraveling what your gifts and your talents are, because that's what it's based on. Mm-hmm. Helping women and young adults figure out their gifts and their talents, right? So we reveal those, we dig deep into those, then we figure out what your strengths and your weaknesses are and see how we can put all those things together to help you really start putting those bricks into place. And further down, we get into things like what the legal side is for the state you live in, how to legalize your business, what things need to be copywritten, patented, trademarked, all the great, fun, hard work, right? So we get into all of that. And then we write a wonderful business plan. We come together and we formulate an amazing business plan for you so that you can start going off after your legal, if that's what your business needs, right? And then go get the funding you need from the banks or whatever it is, grants, whatsoever, right? But the main part is really honing in on the passion aspect, because who wants to do something they're not passionate about, right? How many times have we started a project, because we like it, and then we absolutely quit it because, it was okay, it wasn't that great. So that's what I do. I am the one that sleeps next to you, but not really next to you. Okay. We get that personal.
I love it. I love it. So you're like a cheerleader, you're a coach, you're a guide, you're holding our hand, you're leading us down the way. Because that's another good question. Some people say, well, what is a life coach compared to, say, a therapist? You're not dealing with somebody's past issue, why they're the way they are. You're looking into their future. How are you going to help them here on in, right? Yes, can you explain it just for us?
So for a therapist, their side is more focused on the emotional baggage that's from prior years, right? And so what a life coach does is help you break down the things you want to achieve in life. And so we help you formulate these steps that get you to that point. And we are cheerleaders. We are there, come on, you can do this, don't give up. But we also are very firm on the accountability, because a therapist is not going to hold you accountable for the decisions that you choose to make, right? But your life coach is telling you, you've come for the help. We've formulated these steps. We have decided what pathway we need to take. You're agreeing to this. I'm going to see you through that. And so that's what
Beautiful.
the life coach side is more about.
Beautiful. Thank you for sharing. I also read in the notes you want to talk a little about identifying the person as an entrepreneur, talking about those strengths and weaknesses, and also go down the
Yeah.
line a little bit with the biblical disciplines in a sense to kind of help build a successful business. Did you want to focus on that today, or
I
is
can
that
talk a little bit about it, because if you really, really want to know more, BossMomEmpire.com. Hit me up.
perfect? Good.
Let's
Good.
talk
Good.
deep
Good.
into it. You're not going to get all my juice now.
Awesome. Got it. Got it, Chisa. That's good.
But so identifying an entrepreneur, there are a few key things, right? Are you a person that is okay with change? How does change affect you, right? Are you okay with being alone? A lot of people don't focus on those things. If you're not okay with change, you're definitely going to have a problem if you're seeking to be an entrepreneur, because that's something that happens day to day and can happen hour per hour. Okay. Change is going to take place. If you do not like being alone and being around groups of people satisfies you, fulfills you, you're going to have a problem becoming an entrepreneur. We go through seasons where we have to be in seclusion, complete silence, no distraction. It is the only way we can produce that tunnel vision for ourselves. And so those are two things. The other thing is, are you okay taking risks? If you're a person that's afraid to take risks, you may not be, you may not fall under that entrepreneur category, because we take risks all day long. Educated risks I prefer, but we do take risks all day long, right? And so those are a few identifiers to let me know when you go through the survey, which you can get for free at my website. It's a digital download. It's something that can help you look at yourself and the things that only you know about you, right? And then check mark those things and see, am I fit for entrepreneur lifestyle or not?
Got it. Wow. And how many years have you been your own entrepreneur, your own boss? How many years ago now, Boss Mom?
Unsuccessfully, about 15.
I wouldn't say that. Come on. It's just in you, right?
I had been doing this before I even knew I was supposed to really start a business.
Exactly.
I've been doing this maybe about 15 years, honestly, from writing books to, there's so many things I do. I have Mommy Mayhem apparel, clothing line for moms. It's a lot that I tested and I tried. And these are things that I carry on now successfully. But I've been doing this for a long time, and it takes a lot of patience and it takes a lot of perseverance as well.
Oh, well, it's wonderful to have you here. What else do you want to share about yourself, your business, and how you're helping people? What did you have in mind?
So, okay, it's not so much about business, but it's a kind of on the help side. So I want to kind of talk to moms right now, right? All right. This time of year for me, I always feel like there should be some sort of renewal, right? There should be some sort of inner renewal, some sort of way that we drop the load of the past 11 months off of us and refresh ourselves. So one of the most powerful tools I use to get myself prepared, put fuel in my tank, right? To take this next part of my journey is I separate myself. And this is something my husband understands. In December, I tend to get very, very quiet. And I found that this is very beneficial for some moms, and they practice these things as well. Okay. Getting quiet in the craziest time of the year is hard to do, right?
Yes.
But it's necessary, because for me, God speaks the most when the year is ending for me. And to get that, to be able to hear and get that instruction for this next year, this next chapter, is vital, because you don't want to carry on the weight of the emotion, the hardships you've had, the struggles you've had, even the wins you've had. You want to take those things and say, great, it was fabulous, it was wonderful, let me prepare for the next. So I always, I want moms to understand something. It is totally okay to tell those kids, get out of my face right now. You may not want to say it like that, but get out of my face right now. I need to be alone. And find some fun things for them to do, things to keep them occupied, but focus on you. Because if you're not you for this next chapter, then how are they going to be them? How can anyone be them around you? So take your quiet time and plan and prep yourself, rejuvenate, regenerate, and relax for the upcoming year.
Ooh, I'm liking this. I have a 4 and 6-year-old, and I do get upset sometimes as they're difficult. How old are your kids, by the way?
Oh my gosh, she wants me to think. 15, 13, 11, 6.
4, how many?
4 and 2.
Wait, you have
so
5?
I have 6. I have 6 kids.
I forgot that part. Oh my God, how do you even function? God bless you. And you're helping moms, because you, of anyone, I thought 2 was hard. Oh my God, I can't even speak to what I was going to say about my kids being difficult. Whatever, they're easy.
No, they're difficult. They're definitely difficult.
Oh.
But I have to, I have to help, because I figured that one day it's in my blood. It's a part of who I am. If I'm not helping, I actually feel incomplete. So it's something that, when we're hungry, it's like, oh my gosh, I'm starving. I have to get something in me. I feel dizzy. I don't feel fed, and I don't feel, like I'm full unless I'm helping someone.
I
don't know.
It's in your nature.
It's who I am. I have to help.
Oh, well, that's wonderful. And now you're here. You know what? The truth is, it's like you've been doing this your whole life. Made sense to get a certification, made sense to do what you're doing, because you do it anyway. Might as well get paid for it, because you know what you're doing. You're doing a great job, and you've been helping people forever. So it's like you're the real deal.
Yeah.
6 kids. Oh my gosh.
I try. I really try.
Oh my gosh. So the coaching, obviously, and what other services do you offer? Would you mind sharing with your audience today?
Okay, so I do. I love graphic content. I am a graphics person. I can just sit and do it for hours and hours for fun and never get tired. My husband has to say, "Are you done? Please get out of the office. Come out of the office. Leave the office." It's in my house, so I'm like, okay, one more thing. So digital creation for me is fun. I do flyers, I do banners, I will formulate graphics for your social media, things like your LinkedIn banner, website build up, and I do it up to 2 pages, because honestly, building a website is a lot of work. Landing pages, I will set up your newsletters for you. I can go on and on and on, but think of anything digital that you need done. I do that. And I rarely say that I do, but if you go to my website, I was brave enough this past month to actually post those services and add them.
I saw you in your pink outfit. Beautiful.
Thank you.
Where did you post exactly? Hold on, because when I went on before, I saw you in your beautiful pink. Look at that. I should have zoomed in. I'm back. The event flyer, the social media coverage, and the basic, the pro, the premium. Okay. It is so important for people to brand themselves, right?
If you don't, then what are you doing?
Yeah.
What are you doing?
Yeah. And social media. Can you talk about the importance of social media? Oh my gosh.
Yeah. Social media alone is carrying the weight of people's businesses. It is the absolute fastest way to have your business heard, known, remembered. Don't even let me start on being remembered. That's why it's so vital for every aspect of your branding to be dominant and strong. And the way that it's represented, it has to be solid and absolutely unforgettable. And I teach, here's another thing. I just gotta keep dropping these secrets I've been keeping from people. I actually teach a graphic content course, right? So I do it as a webinar every now and again. I think it's time for me to do another one for January.
Yeah.
So I think, you know what, you guys, I'm committing to that. The end of January, I'm going to host another free graphic content webinar where I teach you the importance of branding, how even the font you choose makes a huge difference in whether people remember you or not.
Interesting.
So big details.
Well, let me ask you about fonts. A lot of times I said, my friend always posts like bold, caps, bold, bold, bold. It bothers me. I mean, to get your attention, but then should the whole post be bold, bold, bold? Because it makes me a little like sick.
Right. So
you're screaming at me. I don't feel friendly and warm. I feel like you're shouting all the time.
yeah, I feel nauseous. Like, so when I see people that post bold, I'm like, oh my God. Like, this is okay. So that's probably the worst thing you can do.
Okay.
Is make a post with not even just bold, but capital, everything's capitalized.
Yeah.
And it's bold at the same time. Visibility, my coach said this in 2008, August 4th, 2018 at her conference. She said, visibility overrides ability all day long.
Mm-hmm.
I tested it out. Why would visibility override ability? And do we still need to be capable? Yes, we do. When someone looks at any part of your branding, whether it's your business name, your logo, a text you created on a social media post, these are things that are going to be remembered or discarded in our minds immediately.
Okay. Mm-hmm.
So the most unattractive thing you can do is post bold letters through your entire text and make them all capitalized.
Okay.
Because what it does is it bunches, it's called bunching. It bunches the wording. It makes it hard to separate and read, and people instantly lose interest. Then from that point forward, when they see your business name again, the connection and the relation they have with that is, it's displeasing. I don't, and you tend to get the scroll past that one.
Got it.
People do that in their minds. So don't even create a product, because if they have the first impression as, this is a little, that's that lasting impression.
Got it. Well, thank you. Just a personal question. Wow. What else did you want to share? Do you want to talk more about your branding services, or do you want to talk more about your coaching?
You know what? We can talk about both, because this is all fun to me. I can talk about this all day. So one of the parts of my coaching program that I absolutely love is the moment my clients go, oh, I never knew that. And that's the week we focus on your strengths and your weaknesses.
Okay.
And I'm going to talk just a teeny bit, because listen, there's my program opens up again in January. It's coming soon. Mm-hmm. So go back to my website if you're interested and go ahead and put your name on that for January. But one of the things in that week is having them write down and honest, not what your coach wants to hear, not what you think your coach wants to hear, but your honest list of what you're really seriously strong at and what you are terribly weak at, right? Because we get to confront ourselves on those things. A lot of people don't know that your strength could be something that actually is a bad thing in your business and decision. So let me give you an example. One of my strengths is negotiation. Oh, I can negotiate.
I'm sure you got it. I could see it. Absolutely.
However, negotiating also comes with the ability to be humble. And if you are a strong-willed person, strong-minded person who is used to getting things your way, negotiating and being stubborn in that negotiation can get a huge deal snatched off the table and they walk away from you.
Okay.
It could get a potential partnership go, you know what? I think this isn't what I want to do right now. And so sometimes our strengths are our failures. And sometimes we find that the thing we're weakest at, it's like one little thing you had to do and turn that thing around, and it becomes the catapult for you to get to this next part of who you're becoming. And so that list helps me go through with them. And see, that's one part I do one-on-one. So the week that we do the strengths and weaknesses, everyone has a time with me one-on-one that we get to discuss these things in detail. I will, critique it. Mm-hmm. I will point out what I think you should do on this end or that end, or how we can create a very calm medium.
Okay.
Right. And so I've had times when clients get to that point with me on the one-on-one and they go, why did anyone tell me that? Have you ever heard someone, and I'm asking you personally, have you ever heard someone say to you, probably when like we were teens or something, and say, man, if you only knew your potential, if you
Yeah.
only knew this thing about you, and then we go,
Well,
okay, but in the back of our heads, we're like, what is
what are
it?
they talking about? Like what? Yes. Yes.
What potential? What are they saying? That's what my clients get. That moment, they go, ah, they get a glimpse of this part of themselves
Oh,
they were never able to see because they're on the inside.
because we're blocked from it in a
Yeah,
sense.
right.
It's just you can't. It's like your blinders are on in a sense. Yeah.
Absolutely. So that exercise of the strengths and weaknesses is not just to build you up as an entrepreneur, it's to
Mm-hmm.
unravel you as well so that you can truly see
Interesting.
you.
Interesting. Oh, that's enlightening. I mean, could you give us an example of like some of the people that had this aha moment? Like in regards to, you don't have to use names, but like what are some of the things they've had this aha moment about?
Okay. Oh, okay. So graphics. I'm gonna use graphics because that was
Okay.
the first one. So I had a client who dabbled around with, it's kind of like little drawings and things like that. They didn't think much of it. And so when we got to that point and I said, well, what's your strengths? And she said, I am a really good artist. It had nothing to do with what she was trying to do as an entrepreneur.
Uh-huh.
But she was, and I said, well, would you mind sending me something? Let me
Yeah.
see. We're live now. We're on Zoom. And she sent it to me. I went, you do this every day? Like, oh, you can do this all day long? And she said, yeah, just do it for fun. I've been doing it for years. But you just said that you need part of what your business needs is someone to do the graphics and the artistry for you.
Mm-hmm.
And she said, yeah, well, this is just for fun, though. It's not like on a professional level. It's so many things wrong with it. And I said, wait a second.
Uh-huh.
Is it something wrong with it because it isn't perfect for you?
Yeah.
Or is it something wrong with it because you fear someone isn't going to appreciate it? Right? And I said, look at your strength again and tell me what in this thing will just make you fail completely if you put it out there. And she paused. And I said, don't just look at it as a piece of art. Look at it as $1 million. Now, do you see anything different? And she looked and she said, wait. And I knew she had it. She goes, wait. I can save probably 5,000 and up if I did this myself. And I said, but you just said it wasn't good enough to put out there. So what are you functioning in right now? She's like, oh man, all these years I was afraid that people would look at it and say, oh, anyone can do this.
Yeah.
And I said, anyone isn't you. You're the only anyone that can do this.
Yeah.
And she goes, why didn't I know this before? That because you were in your head. Someone has to be trained to pull you out of yourself. That's one of the things about my coaching that I go to sleep and go, you know what? I help someone see themselves today. I talk to my husband about this and I'll go, you won't believe what happened today. My client, ... He goes, yeah, see, but I told you that 15, 20 years ago.
Wow.
Because I was the one in my head, not seeing my potential, not seeing my gifts and my talents. And my husband is one of the people that pulled me out of that.
Wonderful. So we all have people to look up to, people that are mentors, people that, and not everyone has those, around them personally. So that's why, hello, Chisa's here.
I'm here, your sister friend.
Oh, and you know what? Can we just ask you a question for our listeners today in regards to holidays? We have Christmas coming in 2 days, the new year. Now, if not any time is the right time, I mean, like to change, to work on getting a better self. I mean,
Yeah.
do you notice that a lot of clients come to you during the new year? I mean, is there anything about the new year that resonates, or do you prefer, never too early to start, never too late to start. But this time of year,
Yeah.
people start self-reflecting, right?
Yeah, they do. I have people inbox me and DM me and say, I've been thinking about this. What's your opinion? And I know it's them fishing for assistance. And so I say, I don't know. Is it something you love? What are you looking to gain out of it?
Mm-hmm.
And so I know that the little questions here and there, because people know typically I shut down business, anything that I do, the very last 2 weeks of December.
Got it.
You can't, I don't, because that is my me time and it's my family time for me to refocus the entire family. But I do get those messages and people are always, but let me tell you how, for some reason, the last week of December, we'll get down to the last 2 or 3 days, I'm flooded with, hey, what's your schedule like? Is there a way that I can talk to you? Are you doing this? Are you going to be? Yeah, I get it a lot. And I'm pretty certain that this year is going to be the same thing. People are going to be wanting to know, how can I get your assistance? How can you help me? Is it okay if I join this? Are you going to do that? It happens all the time.
Mm-hmm. Well, it's awesome. It's awesome. The New Year's here, holidays here. It's best time to get started and live your best life. Just curious, do you have gift certificates? Can people, hire you with a gift card in a sense, or just have to come from the person within?
Well, for some reason it broke up. Like I couldn't hear one part of that.
It's a great gift, like a gift idea to give someone a life coach for a gift.
You know what? I'm so glad you said that. I have a friend who's a coach as well. And she does this thing. I haven't figured it out for myself on my own website, but she has something on her website that you can get a gift certificate. And we always talk about that. If you give someone a gift, give them the gift of change. That's the biggest thing you can give. Money's not, all that. You can give someone this, you can give someone that. It's easy. But when you give someone the gift of change, a life coach, oh my gosh, that I would be grateful for it. If I found a program and I couldn't, and I'm like, and someone gifted that to me.
Yeah.
Please.
Aww.
It's major. It's major.
Well, Chisa, we do have to wrap up the show. We have just a minute left. So in closing here before the holiday season, let's remind our listeners how they can reach out to you, social media. Of course, I know you're active, website, which is beautiful, phone number and email, all the above. Would you mind sharing with that?
Absolutely. Okay. So you used to be able to reach me via my Instagram. 2 days ago, I was hacked. I have no access to that, unfortunately. But Facebook, you can find me at Chisa Barrett. I have red hair in it. Okay. That's my profile.
Okay.
Or you can go to my Facebook page, Dope Boss Mom Empire. Follow me there. Send me messages there. I respond all the time. You can go to my website, dopebossmomempire.com. You can message me there. I have an app on my phone. I'll see it. I'll respond to you.
Okay.
Sign up again for the newsletters. Email me at dopebossmomempire.com. Well, it's chisa.dopebossmomempire.com. Email me there. Or just give me a call at 919-420-3604.
Perfect. Well, thank you so much. It's a pleasure having you here. Merry Christmas to you and your family. And
it was fun.
Thank you. Hopefully we'll talk soon. If we don't, Happy New Year.
Merry Christmas and Happy New Year, everyone.
Merry Christmas. Same to you all. Have a great day. Broadcasting from the business capital of the world, this is the Podcast Business News Network.
For nearly 2,000 severely injured veterans, everyday life has become filled with barriers.
Day-to-day simple tasks can become pretty daunting.
I have to carry my chair up 2 flights of steps or have somebody do it for me.
What scares me the most is just the falling.
When I'm struggling with my house, I think, to have that one great barrier just knocked down, it's crucial.
Home for Our Troops is a wonderful nonprofit that builds a
mortgage-free, fully adaptive, handicap-accessible house.
And there's no catch.
It'll be our very first home that we've ever owned.
This is a game changer.
This is where your life begins again.
We need you to join us in completing this important mission. Please visit hfotusa.org and help build homes and rebuild lives.
Because of you, everything's going to be okay.